realized that for a big scam to succeed, it needed to be legalized first. So, they registered a publishing company and found an old, deaf, and mute man from the village, convincing him through sign language to be the company's legal representative. They hired a few girls as receptionists, who mostly just answered a few calls each day. Under the cover of the publishing house, Sunny ordered enough cotton pulp paper and began printing counterfeit bills around the clock. But they didn't foresee that bad luck was about to strike. Mega requested a thorough investigation of all the printing shops in the city, believing such high-quality counterfeit notes had to be produced by a small shop. Her superior thought it was a wild goose chase, given the nearly 100 print shops in the city. Not willing to give up, Mega secretly stamped her superior's seal while he was away. While Sunny and his team were working overtime, he suddenly felt something was wrong. Looking out the window, he saw a police car parked below. Mega, acting on the forged order, had come to inspect. The team panicked. The police called Uncle, who instinctively answered. Uncle pretended to be at a bar, claiming the print shop was empty, but the police insisted he cooperate and return within 5 minutes, or they would forcefully enter. Uncle reluctantly agreed and told Sunny and Firas to hide the counterfeit bills. He exited through the back door to buy them time. Unexpectedly, while shaking hands with the police, Mega moved closer to the door. Just as the last note was printed, Sunny quickly turned off the machine, but Mega noticed the sound. The police ordered Uncle to open the door. When they entered, the brothers were hiding behind a panel. Mega cautiously scanned every corner, unaware that 2 people were hiding right in front of her. As Mega wandered around the factory, Firas remembered he had forgotten to empty the trash can, which was full of discarded paper fragments from that day. Sunny had no choice but to quietly come out and grab a nearby wrench. In a critical situation, he couldn't think of any other solution. At that moment, Mega's phone rang, allowing Sunny to hide behind a pillar. It was her superior calling to scold her for acting without permission, and even the accompanying officers weren't spared from the reprimand. After being chastised, Mega and her team had to leave reluctantly, letting Uncle and his nephews escape danger for now. But with the delivery due the next day, they were unsure if it would go smoothly. A tycoon's vault was filled with 12 billion in cash, but he didn't dare spend a penny. The culprit behind all this was the small counterfeit detection machine in front of him. He inserted a note, and the machine immediately emitted a piercing sound. Because of this, the police had seized a large amount of his counterfeit money, and several of his subordinates were arrested. Leaving his warehouse full of worthless paper, one of his men handed him another 500 rupee note, which, despite its crude craftsmanship, passed through the machine smoothly. The tycoon was shocked. With top-notch counterfeiting equipment, he had been outdone by an unknown competitor. He wondered if his rival had a secret weapon, so he had his men capture the person responsible. It was then he discovered his rival was just a struggling street artist who made a living by replicating masterpieces. His works were almost indistinguishable from the originals, but because they were sold on the street, he couldn't fetch high prices. Forced by circumstances, Sunny began painting banknotes. It was his astonishing artistry that allowed him to draw details too fine for scanners